You're in public. And I was like, and the people who run this bin store let me film. So I have permission. And they were like, I don't, that's not right. I'm like, well, I'm sorry you feel that way, but this is, I've got permission. That's what I want to do. And so ever since then, I changed up my chest mount to what I've got now. And so this is not a sponsorship by no means, but it's a great tool to where you can almost disguise the look. Uh, so this right here, I don't know if you can really see it.
What's it?
So it's a magnetic chest mount. So meaning that you can actually snap it to your shirt, pull it up, and then like I can film. And you can't see my man boobs or not. So I'm all good. I feel comfortable. Like it's not,
That is fantastic. I mean,
yeah,
'cause I've put that strap on around me too, and I feel like I'm just getting suffocated because it's squeezing me.
yeah. It's so
Um,
awkward. I'm like,
yeah,
someone's got to see a big dude wearing this thing and be like, we got to make something else because this does not look right at all.
right.
Like, and so when I found this, I was like, oh, this will be perfect. And I mean, I've been wearing it ever since. I mean, now I will say, like, if you're wearing like a single shirt, it does like flop around a little bit. So if you're moving,
Off heavy.
but yeah, I mean, just because it's heavy, but I mean, you can change the angle. So you can tilt it down, you can tilt it up, you can pull it up to where you can film pretty much anywhere and everywhere. I mean, you can angle it, you can do anything. You can stick it to your car, you can get your B-roll footage.
I mean, that's amazing. That's just
Yeah.
it's such a simple thing um, that means a lot to some people like us that don't
Oh
like
yeah.
being encumbered by those straps.
Yeah. I mean, it's I remember when I put that thing on, my Crystal looked at me, my fiance, she was like, I don't know about that. And I'm like, I don't either, but I ain't got no choice.
Well, if anybody's watching this and they see the bearded flippers finds, the bearded finds YouTube channel, okay, pay attention to what he's wearing
Yep.
because this is perfect. I
Oh
mean,
yeah.
I would think a lot of people that resell and are wanting to do these videos would want to have that apparatus. I mean, I know that I do. You know,
Well, so funny enough, I went last year I went and got three of these. I think it was three. Um, and I got two for Haley and Josh, one for each. And then I got one for my buddy Art, because I reached out to him and he was telling me about what he uses. And it's I don't know if I've got it here or not. Uh, no, I think it's in my other room. But it's like a tactical vest, like a fanny pack, but it's a tactical vest. Um, and it would sit up here on your chest. And I used that one for a little while, and it would just be like a little clip where your GoPro clips onto the top of it. Um, but like I would just get so hot in that thing, so I was like, so I gave him one, and I don't know if they've used it or not. And Josh was like, when I gave it to him, he's like, "Oh man, this is cool." He's like, "I saw these, but I don't know how good it would be because it won't stay up." And I was like, "Well, I wear two shirts. I wear like a compression shirt and another shirt." And I was like, "It works perfectly fine. I don't have any issues with it." Um, but I mean, I will say, for resellers who who like filming, who don't want to carry a backpack, who just want to go out and not really be noticed. Because like for example, what you're wearing right now, is that a full zip up or is that like a quarter zip?
it's the quartz right here. It just stops right here.
So that this would actually fit. Like you could unzip it all the way down and stick it right there, and just leave your zipper open and have it open just a little bit, and you wouldn't really notice it. So it's not like you're being like mischievous or nothing like that, but it's just being oh, I forgot I
Well,
had whatnot up and they switched up the stream. But yeah, it's not that you're being mischievous, but it's just so you make other people feel comfortable.
Right.
That's the whole goal. You want other people to feel comfortable around you.
Well,
Um,
I've tried these backpacks, and I had a little mount that goes here, and it's
mhm,
like a carrot up here on my shoulder. People are looking at me like, "What is this thing sitting
yeah.
up here on
I
my
mean, that's
shoulder?"
I think Commonwealth uses a backpack, and um, there's another Georgia Picker.
Hmm.
He goes to the bin store and he wears a backpack and it's up on his shoulder. Um,
Well, I'm
but
going to
it's
be doing
just
what you do. I'm going to be ordering that tonight. So,
well, definitely let me know. Let me know what you think because I ordered two of these things and my fiance wears it. I wear it. If I want to get some B-roll footage, I just slap it to my vehicle while I'm driving. I mean, it sticks to any kind of metal.
but
So I
it won't
actually,
come off.
no, like I mean, like when I say like this is, I mean, so I'm like, so this is just like,
Yeah.
and like it's like my hands are shaking trying to pull this thing off. So like it's definitely it's not going to fall off by no means. Now if it does, I'm not responsible. Just FYI, that's on you.
On Facebook. Um, so I have a couple more things. I mean, I really do appreciate your time tonight.
Yeah.
I don't want to run too long with you because I know you've got things you want to be doing with your family and things.
Oh, you're good.
A couple of things though, I on your videos that I really appreciate that you do is you show what is sold and you show like what you paid and your
Hmm.
profit, your potential profits. Kind of talk about why you want to do that, why you parlay that out there so people can see the exact dollar amounts.
Well, so it's really just being being open to everyone. I mean, if you ask me how much did you make on eBay last year, I'll be completely honest with you. I mean, I don't have anything to hide. Um, Now, when you're talking about my personal stuff, I don't really disclose that much, but I'll say, because you can go on eBay and you can see other people's sales on eBay. So, I mean, it's out there. So, I mean, if someone's like, "How much did you do?" I'll tell them I don't have nothing to hide. Um, but it's when it comes to picking up items, when we first started doing this, um, we were scanning everything on Amazon because we're like, oh man, this thing it sells for like $80 on Amazon. Like this would be amazing to sell.
Right?
And when you go list it on eBay, you're like, wait, it's only sold for like $5. I paid $7 for it. I'm losing money now. So and I watched other people's videos. When Harry Tornado, like when his channel basically jumped off, it was when he started doing those the pallets from Goodwill. And I would be in my living room working because this during this time it was during COVID. Um, so I would be in my living room, sitting on my couch, working, watching his video, and I'm like this dude is buying pallets for $25 from Goodwill, and he's making a killing.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and then I watched someone else doing a bin store video, and I'm like, that's a really good idea, like showing exactly how much it sells for because I want my videos to be more of like a like inspiration training videos. Like when you go to a bin store, if I pick up, for example, this Sony microphone right here, it's a wireless microphone. Um, if I pick this up, how much is it actually worth? If I pay $14, is it worth it? So I'll put a screenshot up of what sold. Um, and same thing with this camera. And some people didn't believe me when I showed this. So this right here is a Sony RX10 4, I think that's what it is.
Mm-hmm.
I actually got this at Where You Been. I paid $14 for it. It was in box. This is a $1,300 camera. Yeah. So I'm not selling it. I'm keeping this. Like I'm actually using my ZVE10 to do what we're doing right now.
Okay.
Um, but when I found that, I'm like that's amazing. And some people didn't believe me that I got it there. And I'm like, well, here's the video. Watch it. They're like, well, how do you notice how much it's for? And I'm like, watch the video. I put a screenshot of what the value of that camera is. So you have a retail price, what MSRP, then you have a asking price, and then you have actually sold price, like what it's actually going for, actually true market price. Um, and it's really big because you want to make sure that you look at sold comps because I could list this camera for $3,000 on eBay. I get it for 14. I list it for $3,000. But if that's not what the market is, it's never going to sell.
Right.
So when I put my numbers up on the screen saying, I paid, I got 30 items and I paid, we'll say $500 for all 30 items. Um, so my cost is $500. My projected sales, what I'm going to list everything for, it's, $3,500. And then my projected profit after fees, because there's a big fees when it comes to eBay. Depending on if you have a store or not, anywhere from 12.5 to 15%. And then you have Uncle Sam as well. You got to hold back. So I put that in there saying, hey, after eBay fees, this is what I'm projected to make. Now, of course, you have other people like, well, that's not your true because you got your shipping, you have your time, you have your storage, and all this other stuff. So, can you go deeper into it? Absolutely. But that's not what people don't want to see, like in-depth details. They want
Right.
to see how much you paid,
Here and
what
there.
you're going to list it for, and
Yeah.
how much you're going to make. I mean, if you can go and turn $500 into a $2,000 profit, I mean,
See,
that's
that's what
what
I was
people care
saying
about.
that I appreciate you do in your videos. You're like, here it is. There, here we were, and then there we're going.
Yeah,
And it's, I understand people wanting to dive a little bit deeper, but I don't feel like that's what needs to be in a video
no,
to
it
me.
takes too much time. And I
Um,
mean, it's already hard enough to keep like people's attention. I mean, I've got
right.
videos out there where I've only got like people only watch maybe 8 minutes of it and then it just dies down because there's nothing there to keep them. Because no offense, but people, including myself, my attention span is like if it doesn't catch my attention within like 10 seconds, I'm like, scroll to the next one. I don't care.
Well, see, if they don't watch this video, they're going to miss the mountain we
Oh,
talked
they'll watch it. They'll watch it.
about.
I mean, people love when it comes to talking about reselling, talking about ways to make money, how to improve, ways to make things better. I mean, everyone watches that kind of stuff because I know I do.
Right.
And all my friends, who I talk to, they'll say, hey, did you catch the podcast? They're actually talking about, you know, another way how to make money, how to improve your business. And I'm like, I've never listened to a podcast in my life. I need to start doing that because apparently I'm missing stuff. So,
It's all the stuff that you can extrapolate that you pull out of these videos, like even the trash to cash.
mm-hmm.
When those three guys they sit down, and it's basically like they're doing a round table. But there's a lot of merit in things that they're talking about because of the things that you can pull out of that. And you may not need everything, but there's like in this video of you and me, um, I'm telling you that mount right there. If I was just sitting back watching this, that would mean so much to me.
Yeah.
Uh, Seeing that part, and it would make my reselling journey a lot better that quick.
Mm-hmm.
So anyway, I hope people will stay on and watch. So
Oh,
a
yeah.
couple other things. The Vero, I want to jump into that real quick.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, can you talk a little bit about that? Go into the Vero, which is the
Yeah.
verified rights owners, things that you cannot sell on eBay, and what happens if you do, and because
Ooh,
that's a scary thing. Um,
yeah,
you can get the boot from eBay, and
you
nobody
can.
nobody wants that. So
And so especially Amazon bin stores, because Amazon does sell knockoff merchandise, or it's not really just Amazon, but so liquidation companies can go through a company called Alibaba. Basically where you can make your own item to where um I don't know.
is that kind of like if you had a magnet or something and you made it um, like FedEx and you made it up like something. I've seen a shirt that says like Fed Up.
Yeah.
They
So
kind of like
almost
something.
similar. So let's take the snap mount for example, right? Um so if there's a patent on it, of course you can't take the patent for it. That's it's out there. It's there. Um, but there's ways around it. So this sells on the website. I can't remember the name. I think it's snapmountain.com. I think that's the website. Um, but it sells on their website as a you can get a single or a double for I think the double is like $69.99. But on Amazon you can get Snap Mount, the actual Snap Mount brand, for a little bit less. But if you also look up magnetic mount for action cam, there's a knockoff version of this for a little bit less. So what they do is, so on Snap Mount, there's 4 magnets on here, right? And the patent design of how it looks and everything else. So Alibaba, you can go in there and create your own item with your own brand and sell it on Amazon. So when COVID hit, like a lot of people went through this to where a lot of big items were going fast. Puzzles were huge. So people went in and went to Alibaba, created their own puzzles, their own brand, and put them on eBay, or not eBay, but Amazon. And people would buy them left and right. You couldn't find puzzles anywhere during COVID. And so there's just, opportunities out there. Not saying it's right or wrong. It's, if you have your own brand, that's your own brand. You do what you want to do with it.
Right.
But when you put it on eBay, that's where it gets a little tricky, because pit vipers are excuse me, are high-end glasses, sunglasses, and you can get them only on their website, pitviper.com. So Amazon had pit vipers. It was a knockoff version of those. So Amazon bin store sells new merchandise, returns, shelf pulls, overstock. So when that stuff gets pulled, because it's either a private seller like myself has something on the Amazon store and it's not selling, then they pull it and it goes through liquidation. And then it goes to bin stores. So I pick up a pair of pit vipers thinking they're real, not knowing that you can only buy pit vipers on their website, not on Amazon. So I'm like, these things are expensive. I'll put them on eBay. So you do the whole process.
Right.
And then you take your pictures, you do your whole listing. The next day you wake up, you got a Vero claim because these are fake. You're like, what? They say pit viper. So doing your research, doing your homework, especially going to bin stores, Amazon bin stores, goes a long way. So when you go and scan an item, like if I go and I scan this barcode on the back of this item, and it pulls up and there's 30 listed, you click sold and there's 15 that are sold, right? One way how you can check if it's a Vero claim is if you click on that sold item and then it goes away. It says this item is no longer able to be sold, or whatever the saying is. That means it's not actually sold. Amazon pulled it because it went against the Vero claim from the manufacturer or the owner of the company, whatever the brand, we'll say that. So another one, it's Otterbox, for example. Otterbox, you cannot sell any new Otterboxes on eBay because Otterbox will replace your item if it's damaged. Like you can reach out to Otterbox, say, hey, my item's damaged, give me another one. And they'll send you out a brand new one. So they don't want their brand to be tarnished, and they have full rights on eBay to where they sell any new items. Now you can sell used ones all day long, but you can't sell new ones. So just like Apple, the brand Lightning Charger, like Apple Lightning Charger, you can't sell those either because it's Apple owns that right. So
it out and get my list.
It's I'm telling you, it's so tricky. I mean, I learned one from Georgia Picker. It was a DVD set. It was it starts with a P. It's the I don't remember the name up now. But it looks like a little person. It's a P.
Mhm.
Um, oh, what is it? That's gonna make me mad.
You'll figure
Anyway,
it out at 2 o'clock in the
I
morning. Oh yeah.
I will. I'll wake up and I'm like, that's what it was. But but yeah, he did a video and he said that he got zeroed on this brand of DVD. I went to the bench store the following week. There was a bunch of them there, and I'm like, told my fiance, I was like, nope, don't grab them. She's like, why? I'm like, because I'll get zeroed. I was like, and then if you get too many zeros, then you'll end up closing your store.
Wait, bye bye.
Um, yeah, especially like if you sell high end stuff. Um, so you've heard of Daily Refinement, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Did you hear what happened with him?
A daily refinement.
Yeah.
Mm-mm. Is that
So
the guy that's in California?
yeah, Chris.
Yeah, Chris. Yeah.
So
He had
she,
I mean, his was the shoes, wasn't it?
yeah, he was
Yeah.
getting high end shoes, Nikes, and custom because so Nike even now, even today, like Nike, you can they've got other platforms where you can sell your shoes. So Chris was getting these um high end shoes. He was buying people's collection and stuff like that, and he was selling them on eBay. Like he was selling them like hotcakes. I mean, millions. He sold, I think, like $2 million worth of shoes one year. eBay came to him because he grew too fast in that market. You go from selling like maybe 100 pairs of shoes to selling, over 2,000, 3,000, 4,000 pairs of shoes in a single year, throws up red flags. So eBay reached out to him and said, hey, I need you to verify. Do you have receipts for these? And so if I buy shoes off of you, and you have personal collections, you've got the Freddies, you've got the Chunky Dunks, you've got all these other high end shoes, and I pay you cash for them, I'm not going to get a receipt.
Right.
So I'm going to be like, I'll just put them on eBay and make some money. Well, not anymore. So if you start selling a lot of shoes in new condition that are high end, I mean, you can still sell Nikes and stuff like that and still be fine. It's just you can't grow too fast. You can't go and list, 6 pairs of Freddies that go for $50,000. You can't list, 100 pair of Chunky Dunks that go for $1,400. You can't do that because it's going to throw red flags. So you have to be tricky. Don't grow too fast. Um, take your time, build a network, and then you'll be fine. The main thing is whatever you do, if you buy stuff, if you record it, there's your receipt. Because you can prove that, hey, I bought these off of an individual. Now I'm not saying that eBay will take it, but it's worth a shot. Um,
It's
but I mean,
at least a try anyway, right?
oh yeah, I reached out to Chris because he was at FlipCon, and I reached out to him afterwards. I'm like, hey, um, can you give me some advice because I want to start selling shoes? And he was like, just get a receipt. And I'm like, what about film? And he was like, well, I don't film my transactions like that, so I don't know.
Mm.
But I
And
mean,
it
Chris
makes
is a
sense.
good
It
dude.
makes sense to me if you have it on video. Yeah, I physically bought this from these people, or
Yeah,
whatever. You may not have every pair, and that could be a slippery slope, like you
yeah.
said.
I mean,
Um,
it's
into
any really any kind of resale. I mean, it's especially tax purposes. Boy, you make sure you got receipts, make sure you got proof, and and that's it goes a long
well, the
way. But
year
I
that
mean,
we've been doing this, me and my wife, we have held on to every single receipt.
yeah,
So,
there's what is it, neat receipt. So instead of keeping those paper like copies, because those receipts do fade,
right.
uh, if you get that neat receipt, you put that receipt paper through and it scans it to your computer. Just store everything on there. That way you can always print them out later. That's the easiest thing to do.
The last thing I want to hit you with, and then we'll let you go here, is free shipping versus buyer paid shipping. Where are you at on most of those on your transactions?
So I would say 95% The items that we sell are plus shipping. We used to do everything free shipping, and we would allow offers and stuff like that because we want, trying to grow our market. Um, so I would have something listed for, $59.99 free shipping, allow offers. Someone would say, "Hey, I'll give you 30." And I'm like, "We'll do 55." And it just keeps going back and forth to where we end up settling for like $40. And I'm like, "Well, crap, and I got free shipping." They're in California. Well, dang, this thing weighs 5 pounds. It's going to cost me $20 to ship it. I'm like, that was a terrible idea. So, I mean, we gradually started changing everything over to plus shipping. Um, just for the simple fact that a lot of, I mean, really at the end of the day, it's if you have an item, so if you go on eBay and you look up a GoPro to Hero 10, you'll see one in new condition, everything's the same. You got one that is free shipping and one that's plus shipping. I mean, at the end of the day, it's gonna be the same price. You're either adding the shipping into your cost to make it free shipping, or you're just having that buyer pay shipping. But I mean, I haven't really saw any loss of sales. I mean, our sales have grew um, since last year at this time, and like I said, all of our stuff is plus shipping. Now, I will say if because everything I get is a set price. It's either $14 plus tax, or depending if we go to another bin store, $7 plus tax. So $1,300 camera, I've got $14 invested into it, 15 after tax,
Right.
and I sell it for $1,350. I've got enough profit to where I can cover shipping. So I'll do free shipping on this because my ROI is like, I guess mine, but it's ridiculous.
Right.
But when it comes to something that's $39.99, I've got listed as a memory card holder, and it's plus shipping. That's me making, if it's $15, $39.99 plus shipping, and you got your taxes and everything else, I make like $12 off of this per item. Maybe a little bit more. But if it's free shipping, I don't, because people hit me up like, "Hey, I'll give you $20 for it," and then come find out they're in Puerto Rico or they're in Texas or California or they're across the world because we do offer global shipping. And I mean, it's for anyone who's doing eBay plus shipping. I mean, because then the only thing you have to worry about is the cost that you have in your item. Because if someone sends you an offer for $40 on something you got listed for 60 and you accept it, and they come find out they're in Texas and that item is going to cost you $15 to $18 to ship it out, are you making enough money for your time? I
Right.
mean, because I don't want to sound stingy, but my time is money. I want to be making, when I go to a bin store, $50 an hour. That's my break even. That's my bare even I want to make per hour. I mean, because, and I'm only there for like 3 hours max. So, I mean, $150 of my time goes a long way. I mean, if I do a grand opening video for someone, they're like, "How much do you charge to do it?" And I'm like, "Give me $500." They're like, "Why so much?" I'm like, "Okay, well, I had to come here. I've got to set everything up. I got to get my drone up. I've got to get all my camera set up. I've got to talk with other people. I've got to do filming for you." I was like, "I'm here for at least 5, 6 hours. Like if like
Well,
that's
yeah. I mean, you need to get paid for that. That's
oh yeah."
I mean, that's a lot. Plus, and we talked off camera about this jokingly, but and it's so funny because I found this videotape, this VCR tape last weekend, and when I was watching some of your videos, I found out your name was Stephen Martin,
Yeah.
and I kind of held this up and showed it to you, Steve Martin,
Yes.
and you hit me with, "Go ahead and tell them what you said."
Yes, that's my uncle, Steve Martin, the comedian. Yeah, he's my uncle.
So there's that. But as far as speaking about your time, we really do appreciate, me and my wife both appreciate you taking the time to speak with me here at the
Yeah,
Slim Flippers. If you want to go ahead and plug your all your things that you have Instagram, you can do that here if you want. Um, the bearded
so yeah, I mean,
find.
yeah, it's pretty much everything. It's TikTok, YouTube, Facebook, Instagram. It's all the bearded finds. Easiest way how you can find some of my videos, just go to Google and type in the largest bin store East Coast. And it's my number one video that's out there. I think it's got like 12,000 views on it.
Mhm.
So that's a lot for a small channel like myself. I'm not big by no means. I'm not a I'm not the type of person that will never tell you no, I don't want to be on video. Anytime you have advice or you have questions, you are more than welcome to reach out to me. Please stay in contact. I mean, because it's the more people we have in our community, the better it'll be. Um, because there's things that I might do that you will find interesting, and there's things that you're going to do that I might find interesting. Um, so if you ever have anything, reach out to me on Instagram. We're doing a little bit more TikTok videos. Um, so the TikTok is the underscore bearded underscore finds, but still should be able to pull everything up. Um, but I've got a link tree on my YouTube in the description for one of my videos. There's a link tree link, and it has all my stuff posted on there. It's where you just click it and it goes to it. So
I have on Instagram. We're the Slim Flippers, just all one word together, lowercase. I've got up close to 90 videos of things I've been doing on there,
okay,
and I just now started getting my Facebook page going with the Slim Flippers, and of course now trying to jump in and do this YouTube channel. And you're the number one video I have because this is the very first one.
well, I really do feel honored for you reaching out to me and wanting to do this. I mean, it means a lot to me. It means I'm doing something right. That it's not I'm not just wasting my time out here. That other people are actually watching and you know figuring out different ways on how to do stuff because of me. I've actually had people reach out to me at the bin store and said, because I watched your video, I'm selling on eBay now, and I'm like, that's great.
Right.
Dang it, that sucks at the same time because now we got more competition, but it's all good. I mean,
You're like,
it's
just watch me. Let me give you all information, but just don't use it.
right. No, I mean, it's all fair game. I mean, they've actually helped me out. They've actually gave me items where I've sold and made money off of it. So I mean,
Right.
like I said before, it's the reselling community. It's a very humbling community. It's not like other communities is out there. I mean, you can reach out to anyone. Commonwealth is one of the bigger people that people know. I mean, he's not his channel is not as big as Harry's, but as far as knowledge, Commonwealth is the number one guy. He'll talk to you, nicest guy ever. Harry Tornado will sit there and talk with you. He'll reply to your messages and stuff like that. Um, I mean, there's so many out there. I mean, we're it, it's all on just staying humble. I mean, if you show the type of person that you are on camera, and then you meet them, if they're the same type of person that is, then I mean, it's a win-win. So that's what I try to do.
It helps build the community, like you said. And if you go back, and I don't know if you've ever saw Harry Tornado's first video. Have you ever seen it?
Yeah,
He comes
yeah,
on, he's sitting there going, I'm starting a YouTube channel. And he
yeah.
brings his lawnmower in his room and starts pulling on the trying to get it to start. Um, but it's things like that. And I like what you said earlier in our video about how everybody humanizes people, and it just they're just like you and me.
Yeah.
We're all in it for the greater good, I guess, to stay in the game. And just it's amazing the people that their candor and how and I've just noticed this in the first year that I've been doing it, how very receptive they are, and they're very nice. I mean, you do have some of those people that they seem perturbed that you're there, you're taking this from these people or whatever, but um, you know, we're just basically reselling what's already been bought and sold.
Yep. I mean,
So
it's the name of the game. I mean, if you go to a yard sale and you get there and you're holding up this item and just by looking at it that it sells for $100, and all of a sudden someone comes up behind you and you're holding that item and they look at you like, you gonna buy that? And you're like, yeah, they instantly get mad because you beat them to it first.
I,
I mean, I will say this: everyone in the world has a different personality. I mean, that's fact. Everyone's different when it comes wrong way. When it comes to reselling, the mindset of a reseller, it's first come, first serve. Like, if you beat me to it, hey, that's all you.
yeah,
Like, if we get there at the same time and we're both looking at that item at the same time, who's going to pay the most for it then?
yeah.
I mean, that at the end of the day, I mean, I'm never going to be that type of person that is the jerk. Like, if you want it, hey, go ahead. You're good. Take it.
You're not
I
going to
literally
be the
have,
Steve Martin here.
yep. I mean, I literally have a 12 by 32 building on my property that's full of stuff. So, by all means, if you want this item, take it. I mean, I do that to Ben's store every time. I mean, if there's people coming up to me and say, hey, do you want that? I'm like, I got like 6 of these here. You can go ahead and take this one. I don't need it. I'm good. So,
Well, Steve Martin, we appreciate your time today. Thank you for joining us on my first YouTube video, and I really do appreciate your time. And I hope that we'll get together again soon at some point and
yeah.
talk a little bit more about thrifting. And I really do appreciate your time today. Thank you so much.
Oh, you're very welcome. Now, if you want to come to FlipCon, I'm gonna be there. I've already got my tickets, got the hotel book and everything. So if you're going, I'll definitely see you there.
Sounds good, man. I appreciate the time. You have a great day.
You too.